Guys, welcome back to World Illuminator 11. I hope you're all having a great day. And I just wanted to start off today with a little video that was just a chat. So I am just chatting about a couple of things, but mainly it's to remind us all of the power of heaven. The power of heaven when it comes to this journey that we are on, your spiritual journey, but also mainly in relation to the twin flame journey. And and the power of heaven, working with the angels. I see the magic, the miracles, and all these amazing things happening in my day-to-day life. But it is really, when it comes to your twin flame journey, there is so much going on, so much of the bigger picture, so much that has to do with the power of heaven that is happening when it comes to your journey. And and as divine feminine, sometimes once we are living our life in this world, we get lost in the fears of my divine masculine is not doing this, or get lost in the things that are happening around you, and get lost in the fears, get lost in, my divine masculine is not doing this, or they're doing this, or, why are they not communicating? Why have they blocked me again? Why, all these things. And we get lost in that, and we forget the magnitude of the journey that we're on. And, and there was something that happened like last week when we did the live. I remember answering a question for one of our soul sisters, and then later on, I think maybe she was away from the chat, I'm not sure, but then later on she came back and she asked, and I said I'd answered a question because I remembered answering the question at the time. Obviously now you ask me what she had asked, I wouldn't remember, because I'm channeling and there's so many questions that come through, or what I said to her I wouldn't remember at all. But I remember at the time answering a question, and even a couple of our soul sisters also said to her that the question had been answered. She then went on to watch the video back, the replay, and the first time she couldn't find she watched it all the way through, couldn't find the answer. She did that 4 times in total. She couldn't find the answer. So the time that I answered a question, and then she messaged me to say that she couldn't find it, and I was like, that I remember answering it, even though I didn't remember exactly when or what was said, but I remembered answering it, and even saying to her later on that I had answered it. So anyway, I then did a video on Monday, and I answered a couple of our soul sisters, including her. And then when she asked the question, she was meeting up with her divine masculine this week, and then she got the messages that she got, and then she commented saying that she now understands why at the time she wasn't meant to get that message that she didn't get then, because she was meant to hear messages that were to help her in relation to meeting up with her divine masculine this week. So my point was just that, that I'd certainly answered that question, but she couldn't find it. 4 times she went through that live. It's just showing you the power of heaven when it comes to this journey. That this journey, even the smallest things that we don't realize as divine feminines when it comes to this journey is being divinely orchestrated, and everything about it, even the small things that you don't even think about, they are all part of this bigger picture that is going on when it comes to your twin flame journey. And sometimes we can get so lost in the things that are going on in our world, on the 3D world with your divine masculine or not going on, that we forget about how big this journey is, that it is coming from above. It is being divinely orchestrated by the creator, by the angels, to help everything to fall into place as it is meant to. Our soul sister was meant to hear the message that she was meant to hear, that was then to help her when she was to go and meet up with her divine masculine this week. If she had heard the message and during that live, she wouldn't have asked another question that I would have then answered, because I offered to do a message in which I answered, and the people who didn't have their question answered before, I then offered to do that, and by then she knew she was meeting up with her divine masculine to then ask the question of and the messages that came through for coming through. So it's just really powerful how that worked out, because she couldn't find that message anyway. And that's showing you that everything is divinely orchestrated from above. And that is because she was meant to then get a message that was then to help her, to remind her to be operating from a place of love, because that's the message that kept coming through, when she did meet up with her divine masculine. So, it's just a small example, but showing you the power of heaven, how, so many things still blow my mind when I think about the way that things work out. But that is you being shown that, she was meant to hear the message that she was meant to hear, not the other one before. And that is because that was meant to help her on a journey. And somehow the angels made it so that at the time, even though she watched the video, the replay 4 times, she couldn't find that message. So she would ask again at the right time to get the message that she was meant to get, that was going to help her when she was going to go and meet up with her divine masculine this week. So I just wanted to give that as an example and a reminder for us all of the power that comes in when it comes to this journey. Every single thing that is happening on your journey, on my journey, your twin flame journey, on what's going on with your divine masculine, it's all part of that bigger picture. So, sometimes we get lost in, just the ego coming in and the fears of the 3D world. We forget the fact that there is so much more going on when it comes to this journey. There is a reason why the situation is the way that it is right now when it comes to your twin flame journey. There is a reason why that communication may not have come in right now. You may not see the bigger picture, but the angels, the creator, they see the bigger picture, and everything is just with the power of heaven, so amazingly, divinely orchestrated so that it all works out the way that it is meant to work out. And and it takes into account everyone involved, and and everything falls into place in the perfect divine order. So that's the message that I just wanted to remind us all, that when it comes to your journey, trust in heaven, trust that everything is working out as it is meant to, in the time that it is meant to, in the way that it is meant to when it comes to your journey. And, and really be in the place of just seeing the power of heaven when it comes to all those things. When I see how that message, she could not find that message 4 times, that I know I answered, it's just really showing you the power of heaven, that everything is being done from above. The angels come in to ensure that you get the messages that you're meant to get, and at the time that you're meant to get them. So it's just really powerful. Even sometimes some people don't get a question answered in the live, and you wonder why things are happening, but there is so much more happening on a bigger scale when it comes to that. So I just wanted to point that out, and also to finish off by saying, yesterday I went to watch Moulin Rouge with Liz. Absolutely amazing. I enjoyed the show so much. I was smiling all the time throughout it. There's a love story in there, and they sang all these beautiful songs, and I'm not going to talk about it in case someone wants to see it, but there is a sad ending, but when it comes to the actual story, the love story, it was just so beautiful, so beautiful as well, even though sad in the way that things happen, but it was just really beautiful. And it just opened my heart even more, and to just know that love is all that truly matters, and to always remember that when it comes to this love that you have with your divine masculine, it is that love that will get you to be together at the right time, no matter what obstacles may be in the way. And always remember that everything is being planned perfectly, so it happens in the right divine timing, in the right way, in the perfect way as well, for you, for your divine masculine, and for the highest good of all. And the amazing thing is, when we went it was the time for the interval, Liz and I got up and we went to queue. There was quite a long queue for the loo and for the toilet. And then when we came back, more people had come back in, and we were kind of like, towards the end of the people who came in. And when we got to our seats, there was a bottle of J2O. Liz was drinking J2O. There was an open bottle of J2O and a bag on the seat number 12, which is where Liz was. I was on number 13. And the people around us were like, what is this? And they were like, oh, they delivered it, they said it's for you. And I was like, what? Because we didn't order anything. But the interesting thing is there was a bottle of J2O and a bottle of water. And I was drinking elderflower, like it's like water in a way. And Liz was drinking J2O. And we were really quite lost as to how that, there must have been some sort of error, but somehow out of the whole theater, they came and they delivered this to us. And a lot of people were carrying like bottles of wine, drinking beer or whatever. Whatever that could have been, that error could have brought maybe alcohol or something, because that's what most people were drinking. But they brought the J2O that Liz was drinking and water that I would have been drinking, really. And it was just really powerful, because it was just like, how did this happen? Even if it was an error, for it to come to us at that time, it's just showing you the power of heaven, that when you're working with the angels, they're always there to show you miracles, to show you magic. They could have brought any other drink, but they brought the exact sort of drinks that we were drinking. And there is no way, you would have thought maybe they realized what we ordered before. But there's no way that they would have known, because I had the tickets and Liz bought the first drink. So she bought her J2O and the elderflower for me. And then because we got there a bit early. And then when it was time for us to go into the thing, I bought the second drink, but you didn't have to show your ticket, and there was so many people. It was packed. We were actually also, interestingly, the only two, because our soul sister Marianne didn't end up coming in the end. She couldn't make it. So we had the seat number 14 that was empty, but everywhere else was really full, and the two seats on the side of Liz were also empty. And so we had all this space to put our coats, and then it just so happened that those drinks were delivered to us, and it was just really powerful how that could have happened. It was some sort of error, and but we had these drinks that suddenly, it was like a gift from the angels for it to then be the exact sort of drinks that we would have been drinking as well. So it was just really powerful. So, it's just those sort of small miracles that happen, when you are vibrating in that divine feminine power, high energy of love and trust and faith and working with the angels. You see all those many sort of small things, but miracles that just blow your mind, and you're just like, wow. And so I just wanted to talk about that as well. And no one claimed those drinks, they were just there, and it was just like a little gift from the universe as well, from the angels, to say, you're here, and there's some drinks for you. And it was just like, I still can't get my head around it, how that happened. And for them to come to just the two of us, to be the same sort of drinks that we were drinking, the exact same flavor that Liz had as well of their J2O and the water, and and it's just really powerful. So I just wanted to remind you that even in the small things that are happening in your life, there is always that power of heaven coming in, helping you through everything, reminding you that you have the angels by your side. You are safe, you are protected, all is well when it comes to your journey, because you're being watched over, you're being looked after when it comes to this journey, and all is well. So I just wanted to share that little message for everyone, to just remind you of the power of heaven when it comes to your twin flame journey. And for you in your day-to-day life, when the ego starts coming in and the fears start coming in, to always remember that there is so much more going on, and to trust in heaven, to trust that at the right time everything will fall into place. Even though for the ego mind, sometimes it just doesn't make sense why things are not happening why all these, all these why questions, but trust and have faith that there is a bigger picture, and the angels and the creator, they know exactly when things are going to fall into place in the most magical way for you. And when you do finally see it will all make sense, and you will understand why everything is working out the way that it is. So I just wanted to share that with everyone. I hope you have a great day, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Love, peace, positivity, and light.